Hi everyone, how are you? This is Madeline. Welcome back to my channel and nice to see you again. How about your listening skill? Do you know your listening level? If you do not know, let's watch today's video. In today's video, we will introduce 2024 ACTFL Proficiency Guidelines listening part. Are you ready? Let's start. 2024 ACTFL Language Proficiency Guidelines listening part.Before we start to introduce the listening part, there are some listening questions. You can do this now. Part 1. Listen to the audio and answer all these questions. Number 1. 你好，我叫小红，我家有3口人。Number 2. 大家好，我叫小明，我住在上海。Number 3. 我叫小王，我是中国人。我会说一点儿中文和英文。Part 2. True or false. You will hear 3 dialogues. Listen to the dialogues and answer the 3 questions. Dialogue 1. 你来北京多久了？
我刚来北京半个月。
Dialogue 2. 你对什么运动感兴趣？
我喜欢游泳，我也喜欢打乒乓球。
Dialogue 3. 你怎么又看了一遍这本小说？
因为这本小说特别好看。
Now it's part 3.
1. 你看电视剧《神话》了吗？
看了，我觉得没什么意思，还是电影《神话》好看。
女的喜欢看什么
？2. 这次我们公司的宣传活动规模很大，还要上电视，一定得找一个合适的人负责。
小王经验丰富，反应快，您放心吧。
通过对话可以知道什么？3.
这2条裤子我都要了。
好的，给您小票，收银台在那边，请您去那儿付款。
他们最可能在哪儿？
Part 4.
我们欢迎剪纸名家曹红霞老师来到访谈室。曹老师，在我的理解中，剪纸就是我们春节的时候窗户上贴的窗花。剪纸和窗花是一回事吗？
基本上是一回事儿。为什么呢？最初农村妇女想表达自己的内心，表达她的心理状态，就拿起剪刀，拿起纸，把所有的东西都表达在纸上。这就是原来的小窗花，现在又叫剪纸。
您从什么时候开始剪纸的？
我出生在农村，家里祖传的就是剪纸啊、刺绣呀。我从小就喜欢，尤其是剪纸。4岁的时候就开始拿着剪刀剪东西， 当然，那只能说是一个开始。
剪纸的手艺是谁教给您的？
就是我奶奶和我妈妈。在生活中，处处都有可以拿来当素材的东西，就是模仿着开始学习。
从开始剪纸到现在，您大概一共剪了多少幅作品呢？
从小到大，我估计大大小小近万幅吧。当然，有很成功的，也有不成功的。但是我坚持每天都剪一些作品。
您第一次参赛是什么时间？
我第一次参赛是1998年，在北京国际展览中心。我参赛的作品是《水浒》，拿到一个国际银奖，这给了我非常大的信心和鼓励。回来之后，我就把所有的热情都投入到我的剪纸当中来。
最近有没有参加什么新的比赛？
去北京参加了中国第4届民间艺术博览会，拿到一个优秀品牌奖。
曹老师，您对我们民间文化的未来有什么样的看法？
我要把我的作品不只是10遍8遍的，而是要千遍万遍的完善它们，让它们走向世界，要让全世界知道我们的剪纸文化。
这些短视频的内容无形中就进入他潜意识去了其实会影响到别人孩子的价值观。那么这个孩子有些沉迷以后的话呢，他往往会影响第二天，比如说他的学习的状态，慢慢就会发展为什么学习障碍。那学习障碍发生以后呢，继而会引发这个孩子的压力更大。如果在这个时候对于老师或者父母的引导又出问题的话，比如说又给他们施压，那么孩子压力就更大，越大这个孩子越容易沉迷于这种所谓的短视频。
Now let's look at the 5 levels of listening parts. The first one, novice level. Novice level learners can recognize keywords, true oral cognates, and formulaic expressions that are highly contextualized and highly predictable, such as those found in introductions and greetings. They can understand words and phrase from simple questions, statements, and high-frequency commands that they have learned and rehearsed. They typically require repetition, rephrasing, and/or a slowed rate of speech for comprehension, and they have difficulty distinguishing sounds and tones that are not already familiar to them from another language. Next one, intermediate level. Intermediate level learners can understand speech that conveys basic information on highly familiar or everyday topics, such as mails, time, directions, simple transactions, and personal information. This speech is simple, minimally connected, and contains high-frequency vocabulary. They can comprehend other utterance at a time while engaged in face-to-face conversations or in routine listening tasks such as understanding highly contextualized messages, straightforward announcements, and simple instructions and directions. They may be able to distinguish some sounds and tones that differ from those characteristic of languages they already know, and to recognize levels of formality in simple phrase and expressions. Next one, advanced level. Advanced level learners can understand the main ideas and most supporting details in connected discourse on a variety of general interest topics, such as news stories, explanations, instructions, anecdotes, and travelogue descriptions. They can understand connected speech that is lexically and structurally uncomplicated and is organized in a clear and predictable way. Listeners at this level have sufficient knowledge of language structure to understand basic time frame references. Their understanding is often limited to concrete, conventional discourse, although they may also derive some meaning from oral texts that are more abstract in nature if they possess significant familiarity with the topic or context. Superior level. At the superior level, individuals are able to follow reasoned oral argumentation expressed through supported opinion, conjecture, and hypothesis. They can process oral communication that deals with abstract concepts, contains cultural references and uses specialized vocabulary and complex grammatical structures. These individuals can understand formal and informal spoken language on general social and professional topics, and can comprehend linguistically complex, extended discourse, such as that found in academic and professional settings, lectures, speeches, and briefings. Individuals at the superior level are able to follow cohesive discourse with clear relationships of ideas given in the standard dialect, as found in genres such as speeches, lectures, and briefings. Their ability to comprehend oral texts on less familiar topics comes from a command of the language that is supported by a broad vocabulary, an understanding of more complex structures, and linguistic and intercultural experience. They understand commonly used rhetorical devices such as simile and metaphor, and at times they can understand not only what is said, but what is left said. That is, they can make inference. Listeners at a superior level understand widely used idiomatic expressions and cultural references. They also understand the cultural norms and expectations that commonly apply in routine and professional speech, as well as the use of formal and informal forms of speech, and the other social conventions that apply in various settings. They generally understand the mood, feeling, emotion, or stance expressed in oral communication, including emotional overtones, such as the use of irony, sarcasm, or humor. The last one, distinguished level. At a distinguished level, individuals are able to recognize oral language used for purpose of negotiation, persuasion, advising, and representation of another person or position, and they can understand a wide variety of forms, styles, and registers of speech on highly specialized topics in language that is tailored to different audiences. They comprehend speech that can be highly abstract, highly technical, or both, as well as speech that contains very precise, often low-frequency vocabulary and complex rhetorical structures. Individuals at this level can understand the language of classical theater, art films, professional symposia, academic debates, public policy statements, literacy reading, and most jokes and puns. This includes complex speech characterized by intentional shifts of topic and tone and many rhetorical devices used for effect or emphasis. Individuals at the distinguished level understand implications of spoken texts in the broader cultural, political, or social contexts of the intended audience. They are able to comprehend implicit information, tone, and point of view, can follow highly persuasive arguments, and can appreciate a speaker's use of nuance and subtlety. They're able to understand unpredictable turns of thought related to sophisticated topics. In addition, their listening ability is enhanced by a broad and deep understanding of cultural references and allusions. At this level, listeners comprehend oral discourse that is length and dense, structurally complex, rich in cultural reference, idiomatic, and colloquial. They can understand many complex structures, including complex embedding. They have an intensive understanding of vocabulary, including many low-frequency words and phrases and many cultural references. And they understand a number of variations in pronunciation patterns, stress, intonation, and tone. They usually understand the subtleties and the nuance of mood, feeling, emotion, or stance, including emotional overtones such as the use of irony, sarcasm, or humor. Listeners at the distinguished level are able to appreciate the richness of the spoken language. How's it going? I think after today's video, you might know your listening level. If you want me to help you with your listening level, please send your answers to me by email, or you also can leave your answers as your comments. In the next video, we will introduce the last part of the guidelines, reading part. Alright, if you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. If you like this channel, subscribe and share. If you still have any questions, do not hesitate to email me. Alright, I hope everybody have a nice day. See you next time. 再见。